Welcome back to the King's Corner, the place for all things Bethesda. I am the KingFanMan. And if you love Bethesda and you're not a subscriber yet to the KingFanMan channel, why not? I talk about Bethesda all the time on this channel, so go ahead, hit that subscribe button. And that notification bell too, so you'll be notified every time I upload a video. Today we have a subject I've wanted to bring to you for a long time. It is the unmarked Nukashine locations. Every time you drink a Nukashine, it sends you to an unmarked location in the Wasteland, and there are a lot of them. And these are some of the most unique places that you'll find on the map. So sit back and enjoy part 1 of the unmarked Nukashine locations. The first place we are going to visit on our drunken journeys is called the Witch's Picnic, and it is located just south of the new Moth Home and just west of Camp Venture, and it does look like a picnic. There is a picnic blanket spread out with the words Happy Halloween written right there on the blanket. There are skeletons gathered around like they were sitting at a picnic. You'll find a witch's hat on a skeleton to the right and a pumpkin right in the middle of the blanket. Now sometimes you might actually find a skull instead of the pumpkin in the middle of the blanket. What a cool place to stumble upon or to find by way of Nukashine. The next Nukashine location we go to is called the Mountainside Highwire, and it is just south of the Mountainside Bed and Breakfast. And it is just what it sounds like. It is a high wire stretched between two different cliffs, and it definitely has a long drop below. And by the way, if you happen to venture below, you'll find a couple of skeletons that didn't make the walk across the high wire. I just wonder how many of you are brave enough to walk across the high wire without power armor or a jetpack. This is certainly a cool place to find and play around with for a few minutes or a little bit longer. Our next location, we travel to the forest and a very iconic place called the Sicklemen House. That's because when you wake up, you notice scrawled on the wall, Sicklemen is here. Now this cabin is located just east of Vault 76 and just south of the North Kanawha Lookout. Now you'll probably notice pretty quickly that you're actually underneath the house, which is actually a good thing because it's the only way in to the house. The front door is boarded up, but there is a hole in the bottom of the floor that you can actually jump up through. Now, inside the house, there's not much in there. There's some items that you can rummage through, and it's always good to explore in Fallout. But the neat thing is actually outside on the back deck. There is a empty hot tub. In the bottom of that hot tub are some severed skulls, which apparently are the victims of the Sicklemen. Another drink of Nukashine, and we travel back to the mire to a very cool place called the River Treehouse, and it is right out in the middle of the river. It is located just southwest of the Ransack Bunker, and this is not a place that you would very likely just come up upon because it's out in the middle of the water. So it is very cool that Bethesda included this in the Nukashine unmarked locations. As you're looking around, you see jet skis twisted up in the mire's vines. You see cargo containers and all kinds of junk that have been gathered here in this treehouse. As I said, such a cool location to explore and find, either by way of exploring or by way of drinking Nukashine. Our next unmarked location takes us to the ash heap and it is called the Sludge trailer. And it is simply a retro-style mobile trailer, or as we call it in the South, an Arkansas mansion. It is located just north of the Red Rocket. Now, there's not much in the trailer. A retro-style TV, an explosive box, a bed, a chair with a teddy bear, and outside you can see some fireflies, or sometimes when you spawn in, there may be some possums or some beavers. But outside the door, you can see a gorgeous view of the Rockhound on Mount Blair. With another drink of Nukashine, we are transported to the edge of the Mire and the Savage Divide and a small cave that is called the Plastic People's Camp. It is just south of the Sunday Brothers cabin and east of Sugar Grove. Now, inside this cave, you'll find a toolbox and a desk, a sleeping bag. You'll also find a smaller toolbox, a filing cabinet, some shelves, a cook stove, a lookout tower, and then some plastic gangsters. I guess that's where the camp gets the name, the Plastic People's Camp. With our next drink of Nukashine, we wake up at a beautiful location, but it's really a horrific scene. It is called the Cliffside Drunkard. It is located just east of the Deep and north of the White Spring Golf Club. As I said before, it is a beautiful spot on a cliffside overlooking a beautiful valley. But what you find here on the cliffside is really a sad, sad scene. It is a skeleton sitting in a chair with alcohol bottles scattered all around. It is obviously a man that was very, very down on his luck, or very depressed with what was going on in the world. It may be very appropriate that we found this by drinking some Nukashine. Next, we go back to the forest, and this one is one of my very favorites. It's called Game of Thrones, and if you can't figure out why it's called Game of Thrones, then I can't help you. It is just north of the Sunshine Meadows, and I'm just going to stop talking and let you look at it. It's two skeletons sitting on their thrones. Enjoy! Our next location, we wake up in the Toxic Valley at the Clarksburg Restrooms and Swimming Pool. And it's actually inside the swimming pool that we wake up. Well, it's a shame there's no water so we could go swimming. It is located just southwest of the Graringer farm. Oh, be sure and watch out for the super mutant hounds. Oh, and that big Deathclaw. Our next location is back in the forest, and you may not recognize it at first, but once you look around, you're sure to know you're at Vault 51. It's at the very northern part of the map, and along with the volleyball court, there is the iconic opening to Vault 51, plus the place where you first got your shelters. Our 12th and final location for part 1 is back in the forest, and this is another location you might not find just out exploring because it's on top of the Red Rocket filling station in Flatwoods. And it's a sad scene because some lady was stuck on top of this building because she even spelled out help in boards Now, why was she stuck? Was it the ghouls down below? Or maybe this was even before the bombs dropped. Who knows why she was stuck on this filling station? But what a sad sight, because as we view this scene and see her skeleton, we know that she took her last breath right here on top of the red rocket. Well, that does it for part 1 of the unmarked Nukashine locations, but never fear, part 2 and part 3 is coming very, very soon. Hey, be sure and look down in the description of this video for all of my links, my Twitter page, my Discord page. Hey, if you're not on my Discord, please go over there. I've got a great community going, but I want it to grow. Also, my Patreon page. If you're not a Patreon and you can, please consider donating to my Patreon. I love my Patreons so very much. And also, I'm going to start posting Fallout 76 pics again at the end of my videos. So when you post your Fallout 76 pics on your social media, be sure and put a hashtag KingFanMan so I can find them and I'll post them on my videos. Thank you for watching today. I am the KingFanMan. I hope to see you out in the wastes of West Virginia. Bye, guys.